Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. You guys might notice my skin is a little textured. It is that way on purpose, I can assure you. That is some liquid latex that I actually picked up because I wanted to work with some effects stuff, especially because Halloween is in 2 days. And I have been wanting to do this for a while now and create a female Freddy Kreuger look. Unfortunately, I don't have all the costume elements, but I really think that this makeup can make it work. Obviously, I did not start the rest of it, but I laid down that latex, really made sure it dried, and then I actually took a little earring, a little post, and used that to like peel up some of the little bits and create those welts that Freddy has. I did that before I began filming, mostly just because it just takes a long time to let it dry and to sit there and pick it all. I would recommend on the places you're planning on picking, just leave it a little bit thicker. You can have it blended out and thinner where you're not having that so much, but for that bit, oh, I just totally peeled a piece off. Okay. For that bit, you really want to have something for this to grab onto. I do not recommend using needles, only because that's sharper and that can actually stab you. This is a little bit safer because it has a duller edge. And you can see it still gets under there, but it's not as dangerous. So yeah. So now that I have that little bit set up, I'm actually going to be using some eyeshadow to kind of touch up on the insides and really bring those welts to life. And you don't have to cover any blemishes up or anything like that. Like, I'm actually using, because I'm bad with that, I pick my acne. And I had like scarring, but like, hi, that's fine for this look because he's kind of a mess. No offense, we love him. We love Freddy Kreuger. I, oddly enough, have not watched Nightmare this Halloween season yet. And I think that's going to be what I'm doing after this because it is a gross day. It is a gross rainy day and I'm fine, honestly, just, you know, using that time to watch my favorite horror franchise. I have a few different palettes I'm working with. I've got this actually leaning on my conspiracy palette and the controversy, and I have this Makeup Revolution Nightmare Before Christmas palette. This is the Sally one that I will be using. Just gonna peel those off. That's a really satisfying sound. I tend to keep these on though most of the time just to protect that shadow. And yeah, we're gonna go in. So usually I use, because I have attempted Freddy before, usually I would use like a darker brown. I'm gonna use this color Darkness from Sally. It's kind of a more of a shimmery brown than I would normally like, but it'll do the trick. And I'm just gonna kind of place that along the outer edges of my little welts to make it look nice and fried and crispy. I know that usually doesn't sound appealing when you're talking about skin, but you want Freddy to be fried and crispy. He's a little extra well done. I'm really trying to get underneath, but even if a little bit gets on top, like, that's fine. Because burns are not clean. They're not pretty. And I'm not trying to make this super clean or pretty. In fact, let's be real, we're trying to recreate a hot mess here. And I mean that in the nicest of ways. Like I said, big fan of Freddy, big fan of Robert Englund in general. I actually met him at a convention, and he's just the nicest man. But I think that's villains in general. Like, people who play villains, they act out all their anger and unhappiness on screen, and then they go out into real life, and, like, they've worked all that shit out, so they're just really chill people. So yeah, just trying to do this kind of quickly. Don't worry, I'll kind of, not really cleaning it up, but I'll add more definition than just the brown. And it's not going all over every single edge, but it's catching on a decent amount, and you can really see the texture that way. I know it just looks like I'm putting brown spots on my face, but when I'm done, trust me, this will look sick. This was actually, they called it like zombie wound makeup, and it's like, yeah, it would be good for that. But why not use it on a burn victim? Which is a weird way to put Freddy, because he was such a piece of trash if anyone knows his story. Like, he murdered, and amongst other things, children. And this is in no way to make fun of people who are actual burn victims. So please do not take it that way. But that's what he is. He was someone who was set on fire. And I'm just gonna stop talking about that. Okay. Let me just peel up a little bit here. I'm even using my fingernail. It doesn't matter. I'm just trying to add a little bit more texture. And see, you guys can even do that. You can even use your fingernails to scratch out if you feel like a piece is too flat. You can be like, oh no, you don't. Yeah, some bits are coming out. Ooh, that came out. Made a nice little welt. I'm really trying to get this inside, so sometimes even if you have to like smush your brush, if you don't have a smaller brush, and just again, what's nice about this is even if you have one already, you can kind of just tweak it here and there to your liking. I'm gonna do some other work on the face anyway, but I figured get this done first since it will be taking the most time. Oh, see, this one I had barely peeled up. Because it was not yet dry at the time. But again, even by peeling this, I'm making my face a little reddened, a little irritated, which is like totally fine for what we're looking for. And as you can see, I'm looking nice and gruesome. And it's gonna be fine. I am still gonna do an eye look. Do not think I won't, because you know I love a nice dramatic eye. Ooh. Yeah, at first I wasn't sure if I was gonna do like a half-face Phantom of the Opera style type thing. And then I decided, why not just go all the way? Now, if I did have the sweater for this, I can tell you exactly what I would do. So I know there are some places that sell like a sweater dress, right? Kind of like a sexy Freddy Kreuger type vibe. And normally I wouldn't do something like that, but I feel like there is an element of him that's like weirdly flirtatious, and even like when he like licks Nancy's ear and stuff like that. So I feel like that's kind of okay. And he is supposed to be perverse. So I feel like I would get something like that, and then I would even do this latex thing, like kind of not covering my whole leg, but trailing up my leg maybe, like on my thigh or something. Have some welts and stuff. I think that would be like a cool addition. Which I know sounds crazy. So now we're gonna move on to the red. I'm gonna use Flamin' Hot from the Conspiracy palette. And we're just really gonna make this look nice and bloody. Now that part does have to stay like pretty much inside of the welt. And it's kind of mixing with the brown a little, so it's like not looking totally like cartoony and ridiculous. Now I'm doing this red, but we're also going to go back in with like a burgundy for like that deeper blood-like color. but I thought that nice pop of like red would be nice. And it's cool that some of these are like a brighter red and others not so much. I think it adds a little dimension. And depth. Although, like, don't forget, like, this is supposed to be fun. Like, you don't have to stress too much if everything's not 100% perfect. It's makeup, it comes off, and honestly, it's supposed to be fun. Especially around Halloween. I did originally have a plan for a series of videos I was going to do for Halloween, and it just didn't come out quite that way. But life happens and you get busy, and well, that's pretty much it. No, I know it's still not looking 100% where we want it yet. But I think we're well on the way. I just swiped that on my nose because I felt like kind of giving myself a little sunburn here. Like almost putting this where I would put a contour and putting some red. I feel like especially for some of the shallower welts, like the little ones, this brighter red works better. Ooh, yes, okay. So this one's gonna have it like right in the center, but we're definitely gonna add some of that burgundy. Again, this is a little bit more sporadic. And then I'm going to go into Not a Fact. Or maybe I'll go into like Scream Queen from That Sally one and My Apology from the Mini Controversy. And kind of deepen up some of those without deepening up too much. Because again, they're all going to be like kind of different. You don't want every burn to look the same. And I'm going to go into Not a Fact from Conspiracy, which is like a dark, deep, deep burgundy. I think I'm going to pinch my brush for that one too. Just because some of these are going to look like a deeper cut, a deeper burn. Now, if you have a really fine brush, you could go in there and really put some differentiation in there. Okay. Now, as promised, I'm gonna go in and really, like, define some of this face. So, like, he kind of has a lot of, like, deep cuts and wrinkles in there. And I'm gonna go in with my Anastasia here, my cream contour, and, like, flatten this foundation brush, which I normally use for contouring anyway. And I'm just gonna draw in some of the really deep lines. So, like, especially around the nose, I feel like he kind of has. Ooh. Okay. And even, like, so I'm gonna try to, like, extend my nostril a bit in here. Just because I feel like he has that really sharp. He does have a very, like, sharp nose, which I do not. So I am trying to create those sharper angles. It's okay if I look dirty. Ooh, yes. I mean, I can't really do that, though. It's kind of a little bit tough to do some of that when you have all this latex on. Also, again, if you, like, clearly make sure you don't have any latex allergies. I probably should have said that earlier, but I mean, I said it was liquid latex. So if you know you have those allergies, like, don't really... really trying to flatten this brush out now because I've got to make some lines. Okay. I am gonna actually still add some like regular contour up on that forehead. And kind of blend that in with my fingers. I feel like with these textures, it's just easier to blend with fingers anyway. But again, this is still female Freddy, so I'm going to have a liquid lip action. Oh, you know what? I think it's in my purse. I did have like a nice red. I was thinking about doing like a true red, but I think this brick color would be really nice for for the type of look we're doing. This is from ColourPop. And this is the Ultra Matte Lip in Snowflake. Yeah, I think I got this like last holiday season, so. And I know some people might be like, why would you even try to make part of this look nice? It's supposed to be gruesome. Again, with this costume, we're playing to the perverse kind of like drawing you in, you know, in your dreams, like, come to Freddy, even though I'm gonna kill you. Oh my gosh, and I almost forgot about my eyes. Hi. Gonna prime this real quick. I'm not even doing like a crazy eye, but it is gonna be like a smoky eye. Again, I'm making my eyes and my lips look pretty, but I'm not trying to make me look all that glam. Although this is totally a vibe and I'm living for it. Okay, now that that's primed real quick, we're opening Sally back up. And I'm gonna take, and why not use the same brush I used? It doesn't matter. So I'm gonna actually take whatever's left of that red and just kind of go right in the crease there. We're jumping right in. And same thing right here. Okay. But we're going to go into the color Better Together. It's this guy right here. On the Makeup Revolution Sally palette. And kind of deepen that up right here. I'm actually going to use that about midway from my crease into that back end. And then we're going back into Not a Fact, which is that deep, deep burgundy from Conspiracy. And then into Darkness on Sally, which is that dark, dark, dark brown. Really trying to deepen that up. Like I said, we're going smoky. Ooh. Again, careful with your brushwork because it is a little tough to clean it up in this situation. And then on the inner part of the eye, ooh, I think we're going to go with Actually Perfect. Actually Perfect. Okay. From the Conspiracy palette, there is a shade called Sleep Paralysis. That is just beautiful. So, guess what's going on my lid? And actually, again, the name, it's too perfect. But it wasn't even for that reason that I was going in. I honestly just thought it would have been a pretty color, and it's very apropos. Oh my god. Obsessed, guys. It's this beautiful taupe color. Comes out a little more silvery than I would have anticipated or hoped for, so I blend a little out with whatever is remaining on the other end of my brush from the outer corner / crease. And of course we're gonna do a wing, because why wouldn't we? You know, Freddy is nothing if not a dramatic bitch. And if there were a female version of him, he would 1000%, she would 1000% have a wing. That could cut you. Of course, these friggin' wings never come out the same. And it is like the most dramatic wing ever, so I'm living. Just gonna gel my brows. Honestly, they can be kind of wild looking, because, like, why not? No, I'm not into it. I'm not into it. I have such issues, like, with my brows, and with always, like, wanting to tame them. But, like, Brittany, they can't be tamed. Hope she gets out of this mess. You know, no one deserves that kind of control over them. It's like she's fighting for the same thing that every other woman is, but, like, to the extreme. Just to be your own person and be treated like a person. It sucks, man. Okay. Think I'm just gonna do some mascara and then we're good. We're, like... You could do lashes if you like. I just don't particularly feel that I need. This one is Perversion by Urban Decay. You could do one coat, two, whatever you like, obviously. And then, of course, we're just gonna close all this up. This is done. This is good. We are good. I think we've done our man Freddy proud. Or our woman Freddy proud. Clearly, if you were doing, like, the whole costume, you might go down onto your neck and do the whole welty thing, but I think this is it. We are ready to go. We are ready for Freddy. Welcome to primetime, bitch. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. As always, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and have a happy, healthy, and safe Halloween. Bye, guys.